Hey friends, Nibs again. I wanted to get out and do a little shooting tonight, and had a busy day. Did a little work over at the church, getting things cleaned up for a big rally we got coming up here in the next couple weeks. Kind of putting the icing on the cake, so to speak, over there. But and then wife wanted me to build her a planting table, so I had some scrap wood around and started to put it together. I still got some work to do on it. I need to get a couple more scraps. Got some stuff over at the church in our outbuilding over there, so I'm gonna grab that and finish it up tomorrow. But it turned out pretty good. She found this one on Etsy that they were asking. It was listed for like $1,300, and I was like, she's like, "Can you build that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I started throwing it together, looking pretty good. Got cedar legs, and then the like crossbars and stuff are pressure treated. But anyway, so I wanted to get out and just do a little shooting tonight. Brought out something a little different. I like different. I like my 22s. I like my semi-automatic and revolvers, but this is also something I really always been interested in. And you've seen me with my Milsurp pistols here recently, and this is one of my Milsurp rifles. I don't have as many as some guys, you know, Mike E there, the Milsurp Mike guy channel, and he's got a million Milsurps and C and Arsenal and all those guys. But I have a few. I got some Mausers. I got some Enfields. This one here is a nice old Mosin. You know, this one may look like it's run-of-the-mill, but it's a little bit more special than your average, you know, one that you see coming out of a crate from, you know, 15, 20 years ago. And we'll talk about that a little bit in a couple minutes. But I've had this one for a good number of years now. Bought it off a fellow used to be in our church, and he was a little hard up for money one time and offered it to me, so I took it off. You know, I didn't take it off him, but I paid him the money. You know, I paid him what they were worth at the time, what they were going for at the time. It's definitely a lot less than what they're going for now, but I definitely didn't raw deal or anything like that on it. But so anyway, so what we have here is a 1923 hex receiver, Tula stamped Mosin. So the hex receivers are a little less common. They had went to a round one. I guess that's a little easier to machine or whatever. I don't know what the deal is there. But and then this one was made in 1923, but it has been upgraded to the 9130 variation. And honestly, I couldn't tell you what those changes were. So before 1930, they had older variations that, you know, had some different sights or whatever. I don't know what the differences were, but in 1930 they made an upgrade and standardized all of their inventory to become a 9130. So, and anything made after that was just called a 9130 as well. So anyway, this one, like I said, was made in 1923. Another cool thing about it is all numbers matching, receiver, bolt, magwell plate, butt plate. I do have the bayonet at home as well. That's numbers matching. Best I can tell, this is an original Russian sling for it. I do have an oiler kit that came with it, the little leather pouch with the oiler kit and stuff and tools in it. They're not serialized, so who knows if it actually came with the gun or what, but But these are a lot of fun to shoot. They definitely have a lot more kick than the old 22 does. So don't shoot it nearly as often as those. But what I'm shooting out of these, these shoot a round that is called 7.62-54R. The R stands for rimmed, and it's very close in ballistics to a 30-06 or a 303 British, or even an 8mm Mauser for that matter. 8mm Mauser, a little bigger projectile, a little bigger in diameter, but overall, all of those rounds were very similar in ballistics and in performance, I guess you'd say. And I'm sure people will probably be like, no, but you know, they really were. The original design for this gun, as the model might suggest, came out in 1891. So it's one of the oldest, longest running firearms, you know, ever in military history, really. But I'll take a few shots. I got my AR 400 gong out at 100 yards. I like my little fire extinguisher gong, but this thing probably wouldn't even make a sound with it. It would just go straight through it. So I did try a couple shots just to make sure it was still on sight. I haven't had this out in a while, so just want to make sure. I do have 3 rounds still in the magazine here, so I'm just going to top it off. It does hold 5 rounds in the magazine, so a couple other things with these. They do have a safety back here. I'll show you that when I close the bolt. So it's pretty straightforward. Just close that down, and then you pull back on this and turn it off to one side, and now it wouldn't let you pull that because that wouldn't fall. So when you let it go, now that puts it back on the sear. So let me get my ears in here and we'll shoot a couple of rounds. Hopefully over the muzzle blast you'll be able to hear the report of the steel plate down there, but it's pretty prevalent. Oh yeah. So like I said, these are hand loads. These are I can't remember what the let me see if I got it written on the box here. Yeah, okay. So I always write down, put on a piece of tape or whatever along with the ammo. So these are 150 grain Hornady 3120 projectiles, which they're a full metal jacket, not full metal jacket, a jacketed soft point bullet. Using 46.5 grains of Varget. I think that's going to be right around 2,900, 3,000 feet per second. Maybe more than that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But they're pretty potent. Definitely got a lot more punch than a 308 for sure. Really kicking that steel plate is almost half an inch thick and about 12 inches in diameter. It weighs quite a bit, and when that bullet hits it, it makes it swing. So this got some punch here. So got somebody coming over here in a truck. I hope they don't mess up my video. Hey, I'm doing all right.
Nice to meet you.
Alrighty, we're back at it. Guy stopped over. He forgot his target out here when he was out here earlier doing some target practice, and so anyway, so got a couple more rounds still left to go. Let's finish them up and we'll wrap this video up. All right, enough cheating on the bench rest. Let's see if I can keep it on steel shooting offhand here. So. There we go. One more. Oh yeah. So. Alrighty, friends. Here's the gong I was telling you about. I'm shooting at with my my Mosin. I use this one for any of my big center fire stuff that I don't want to shoot my little fire extinguisher gongs up and blow them all full of holes. So, but you can see the new silver, more shiny hits on there are the ones that I did today. The other ones are, you know, kind of getting a little weathered there, so you can tell that the new one's on there. But anyway, back to the video. Let me give you a little close-up on it. So, you know, these old Mosins were never, you know, beauty queens, but as far as Mosins go, you know, this one's a pretty good-looking old girl. There's the Hex receiver. You can see that there. Apparently, that's more desirable amongst collectors. Nobody's here still, so I'm gonna flip it around and let you see the other side. So they had a nice little protected sight hood there. This one's in good shape. It was seemed to have been well taken care of. One of the problems with these guns always was the steel-cased milsurp ammo. The military ammo that they had for these was all corrosive. They had bird end primers and were all corrosive primers. So, and if you don't clean those right away, it'll start eating away at that barrel, and over time it'll really do a number on them. But this one was pretty well taken care of, it seems. The rifling's real strong on it, actually really nice and shiny. I've got another one at home. It's a little bit newer than this one, like a 1927 or a 32 or whatever. I'll bring that one out and do a video on it. It's a good shooter too. The barrel wasn't quite as well taken care of on that one though, and it does have a little bit of hazy. It's a little hazy. It's not pitted, so to speak, but it's hazy. You know, the rifling should be nice and shiny. You should be able to look down there and see, you know, reflection on it. But this one's kind of hazy and crystalline looking, more than shiny. But it's still a good shooter. I mean, I've had it out here the same as this one, and hitting that plate at 100 yards is absolutely no problem at all. You know, and that's you know, a minute a bad guy or a minute a deer. So you really can't ask too much more out of these old timers. You know, any one of those shots that I took right there, what I shoot 6 on camera, and every one of those would have been a fatal hit, whether you were hunting or in a military situation or whatever it happened to be. So it does what it's supposed to do, right? My hand load's good and reliable, so I'm happy with that. Those are things that I threw together over the winter and had, you know, it's part of the whole cycle. You know, you get out and shoot them, then you collect all the brass up, and then when it's raining or it's snowing, you can't actually get out and shoot, then you sit down at your press and you pump out a bunch of brass. And so I got this is I don't know, 300 some rounds that I loaded up over the winter. Just took my time. I go out the garage and work out every morning, and before I go to work, and I'll do a couple of reps and get all pumped up, and then I'll go over and sit and cool down at the bench for 5 or 10 minutes, and resize a handful of brass, and then I go back over to the Bowflex and do some more working out. So it's working out pretty good. Before I had hip replacement surgery about 3 years ago. Actually, it was 3 years ago, May 1st. And before that, I was in pretty tough shape. I was overweight. Not terribly. I wasn't like morbidly obese or anything, but I was overweight, really out of shape. Really going downhill pretty quick, I would say. And that was kind of an eye-opener for me, and I decided I didn't want any more pieces to have to be replaced, so I was trying to take better care of myself, eating a little better, working out. And I get out in the garage and I can take care of some other business while I'm out there too, so helps out. Over the past winter, with all COVID going on and everything, I know for a fact I reloaded 1,500 rounds of 45 ACP, 400 rounds of 7.62 39 or 54. I did some 308. I did a lot of 380 and 32 ACP, a bunch of 9mm, so 38 special, 357. So yeah, I mean, I did a lot. It doesn't take long. You just sit there and keep pumping it out, and it adds up quick. So now I'm getting down low on primers. I wish I could find some primers, but they'll start coming back around soon enough. I do have a little bit of stockpile still left. I'm not getting worried yet. If stuff doesn't start coming back around in maybe 6 months or 8 months, things might start to get a little bit more desperate. But I haven't been one to succumb to these astronomical prices. I did buy a brick for $100, and it really kind of frosted my cookies doing that, but I won't go any higher than that. I refuse. So I'll just wait till they come back down. I used to leave them sit when they were $50 a box. Now I wish I grabbed them all, but anyway, I'm rambling on again. But so this is an old girl that I've had for, like I said, I don't know, probably going on 7 or 8 years now at least. Have no intentions of getting rid of it. It's such a fun old shooter. I do have a bunch of the Milsurp ammo at home. It doesn't go bad. You keep it in a 50 cal can with a desiccant pack, and that stuff will last forever. The stuff that I have came out of a tin can that was made in 1973, and I've opened tin cans that were much older than that, and it shot just fine. So, but I like shooting my own reloads because I don't have to worry about going home and cleaning this thing, and scrubbing it down. I'll just run a patch through and knock out the big chunks and stick it back in its sock and put it back in the safe, and it'll be good to go for next time. I don't have to take it out of the stock and wash it down with Windex or dish soap or whatever people recommend doing. So but anyway, I don't want to keep you guys any longer. I've already rambled on enough. Anyway, so if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel, and you'll get notified when I do post up new videos. And the last thing is, I really appreciate all the people who have subscribed to my channel already, and I just want to give you a big thanks. And hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video.